Hello, I'm Beth Kempton, founder of Do What You Love and author of Freedom Seeker. And today I want to talk about something that is holding so many of us back from living the lives we want. It's something we don't often speak about, something that's confusing and difficult and stops us pursuing our dreams. It's the paradox of escape. When a bird or an animal in captivity is released into the wild, somewhat surprisingly, they usually don't just burst out of their cage and race headlong into their new world. They emerge timidly, often looking back several times at the cage that's kept them safe for so long, before they tentatively move away. Sometimes birds and animals do leap out and celebrate joyously once they've been released, but in the vast majority of cases, they hover near the cage, clearly stunned by the reality of their new situation. And the truth is that even though the door is open, the cage is still there. They have the choice to leave, but they are terrified of the unknown. They have no idea what to do or where to go. And so it is with us. We're rarely trapped one moment and free the next. Even if we make bold moves to change our lives, opening the door of the cage that has been trapping us, after that initial high, we are struck with the heart-stopping realization that the world outside the cage is freaking terrifying. It's just so huge and vast, we have no idea where to go, and we're not even sure if we remember how to fly. And the cage doesn't usually just disappear as soon as we leave it. The reality is a lot more complex than that. Just like the bird, we hover at the cage, tempted forwards by potential but held back by fear. In my book Freedom Seeker, I share a story of a creative awakening that I had, going on an art retreat in California that literally changed my life. It opened up whole new worlds, a new community, a new aspect of myself that had basically been shut away for years. It was amazing. And when I returned home from that art retreat, my then boyfriend, now husband, said I was like a firefly, flitting around excitedly, emitting bursts of light. That high lasted a good 48 hours, but then it eventually faded, and I was left languishing in the dark. All I wanted to do was make art, but every time I tried, it didn't look like the art that I wanted to make. I somehow needed to describe what had just happened to me, this crazy experience, but when I stared at the art supplies that had seemed so full of potential in San Jose, the things that I made while I was there, all these things, they didn't add up to the colossal experience that I had just had. Something had happened to me from the inside out. If you'd watched from above, you'd have seen this girl having fun, cutting, sticking, painting, laughing. But if you'd come close and looked into my eyes, you'd have seen a pool of wonder, my heart fluttering a little faster, my mind whirring with new possibility. I could feel a wholly unanticipated expansion, an opening, a revealing of a brave new world. But back home, I felt all at sea. I knew I could never go back to the way things were, separated from my creativity, but I also had no idea what to do next. I'd opened the cage door, but I was teetering on the ledge with no idea of where or how to fly. So even though I returned home from that art retreat forever shifted, the actual change from my old life to my new cracked open, happy, fresh life full of creativity was far from an overnight transformation. When I got back to England, I didn't get off that plane as someone who believed they could legitimately have a creative career as soon as I unpacked. Oh no. Although I definitely did dare to dream it might be possible one day, I was far from confident and a long way from making it happen. In the end, it took several months of exploring, journaling, taking classes, trying new things, and searching for my version of creativity. It took that time to start making sense of this metamorphosis that I was undergoing. The next couple of years were a time of emergence, with some major moves forward, some debilitating backward steps, lots of happy moments, some lost moments, times of joy, shattered confidence, and just this persistent wondering what in hell I thought I was doing. For me, the shift had been so huge, I knew that one day I would want to earn my living in a creative way. But at the time, it was just so far from where I was that I stayed in my job to let myself explore without the pressure of making it pay. I felt safer that way. I'm not normally one to go for the safe option, but this was completely uncharted territory, and I had no idea what lay ahead. And that's why taking a leap is so freaking terrifying. Whether or not you soar depends on what you do at the threshold of your cage. Will you teeter at the edge and allow your fear to keep you trapped? Or will you step out into the unknown, buoyed by the promise of what lies beyond? I believe that freedom is the willingness and ability to choose your own path and experience your life as your true self. We have to go through this phase of everything not quite fitting, not quite making sense, in order to emerge as the extraordinary artwork that we are destined to become. Mess births beauty. Chaos is progress. And knowing that is a great relief, because when it feels like nothing is working, when you've forgotten how you got here and what you're trying to do, that's when you know it's actually working perfectly. So you've come this far. Don't back away now. It's time to step off the ledge and into your life, from small and trapped to vast and free. Your cage door is a gateway to freedom, framing all the potential and possibility that lies ahead. And my book, Freedom Seeker, will be a friend as you make that freaking scary leap.